Hello and welcome. My name is Peace Mitchell and I'm co-founder of Women Changing the World Press. Before we begin, I would like to pay my respects to the traditional owners and elders of the land that I live and work on, the people of Mamu country in North Queensland. And I'd also like to pay my respects and acknowledge elders and traditional owners, past and present, right across Australia and the Torres Strait. While I'm excited to be here celebrating the launch of our latest book, Dreams and Determination. And to help me celebrate, I have one of our fabulous co-authors joining me, Zoe. Please join me on stage.
Hi, thank you.
It's wonderful to have you here. Now, for people who haven't met you before, I'd love you to introduce yourself and tell us a bit about you and the work that you do.
Sure. So I'm Zoe Jones. I was the founder of Coastal Community Support Services here in Adelaide. I am a mum of two kids. I recently sold our company only a few months ago, and that was for me, it was a huge success and a great achievement. So yeah, that's probably who I am. I think that's me in a nutshell.
Amazing. And congratulations on the sale of your business. It's
Thank
super
you.
exciting.
Thanks.
Now, your chapter is called Wisdom Born of Pain. Can you tell
Yeah.
us why you chose this title for your chapter?
Yeah, sure. So I think I was in a bit of a lost space before I started our company. I didn't know, I had a bit of a change in my personal life, and I didn't know where I fitted in, where I belonged, what I was to do, how to put food on the table for my kids. And so I was hurting inside. And then, after thinking about it and putting everything out there on the table, I created Coastal Community Support Services, and yeah, from pain, wisdom grew. So yeah.
That's amazing. So your journey really began from a place of adversity. How did your own struggles shape the vision and the values behind Coastal Community Support Services?
Yeah, so we were a disability mental health organisation supporting others with their needs. And I think I have had my own personal struggles. And I knew what I would want or need in the community. So I always kept to the values that I personally believed in, and I put that out to our staff as well. And that's how I feel that we grew as a company. So just maintaining those values all the way through, and from my own struggles. Yeah.
I love that so much. You describe building your business from your living room with a $50 printer and a
Mm-hmm.
computer that you'd borrowed. What kept you going during those early uncertain days?
So I guess the early days I had set up the business from, borrowing someone's computer and a cheap printer. Um, I, how do I explain it? The first few months was really, really slow. I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? Is this going to work? And I kept persevering. I knew that there was a client out there for me. And eventually I met a client, and then I met two clients, and I met three clients. And before I knew it, I had a full book. And that's when I started employing people. And it grew from there. But it's just keep going, you've got your motivation, you've got, your beliefs and your values. There's someone out there for you. And yeah, I believe that's what kept me going.
I love that so much. That persistence to keep going is, yeah, really what's helped you to get to where
Yeah.
you are today.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
You also talk about mum guilt and the struggles that you faced with being a working mum. How have you found ways to balance your role as a mother and a business owner?
Yeah, so before I had Coastal, I was a hairdresser and had my own salon as well. And I'd always had this drive in me that as a business owner, you have to work 100 hours in a day, and you just got to keep going and keep doing it and keep doing it. And it's not it's not sustainable and it's not realistic. So I did have a bit of mum guilt, and I did follow that sort of ethics across into my new business with Coastal. And I soon quickly realized that the reason why I started my business was to put money on the table for my kids and put a roof over their head, but it was also to be a mum and to be with them. So it was reevaluating what was really important. And for me, that importance was to be able to get my kids to school and pick them up from school and take them, to their sporting commitments and be home with them. And that was really important. So my working hours were 9 a.m. to 2:30. And that's when I worked, and I made sure everyone knew that. And by the time I had a cluster of staff working in the office, I made that really, really clear that those were my working hours. Their working hours varied with their needs, so I didn't bother them outside of their hours, but I just made sure that was a really clear structure I had, and everyone knew that. And my phone would get turned off at a certain time. But yeah, you have to think back to what it was that you really wanted from the start. Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And, you've gone from launching a business alone to leading a team of over 40 people. What lessons have you learned about leadership through that growth?
Well, I think when we actually sold our business, we handed over just under 60 employees. Um, I'd never had that many employees in the past. Having a salon, I think I had up to 4 or 5 stylists in a salon. So this was huge, having nearly 60 employees. Um, I guess, as time grew, I knew that there was things that we needed within the business structure and the business model to help support those staff. So, onboarding some of the new clients in the office, they came with, prior background and experience to sort of help and shape me and the team. Um, but I did lead predominantly all the team, and I guess a lot of that was what I wanted in the business, and what I wanted them to have to carry on through their employment. So, like our values and policies and procedures and all that kind of thing. But also, too, you do learn from your mistakes. So if something's not going right, it's fixing it and putting a new policy and procedure in place.
I love that. Quite incredible to have a team of 60 and working with that many people. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's huge.
So, yeah. In your chapter, you talk about a phrase that you use, life is a beautiful struggle. Can you
Yeah.
tell us how this mindset has helped you navigate your journey, not just through the good times, but through the hard times as well?
Yeah, sure. So I actually had that tattooed on my body, and I got it done many, 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 many years ago. Um, we all have ups and downs in our lives, and I have hit, a few rocky patches in my life, and I think when you do hit that rocky patch or that hard time, you've got to remember that life is beautiful, but it's also a struggle. So sometimes beautiful things do come out of times when we're struggling, and just to remember that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. And I think that's something that I've always remembered, because in business it's a complete roller coaster, and it's never like smooth sailing ever. And when those rough seas do come at you, just remember that, it is going to be calm on the other side. You do get through it, and it is a beautiful struggle.
I love that so much. Well, thank you so much for sharing
No
your story
worries.
with us in Dreams and Determination. And thanks also for being here today and chatting with us.
Thank you.
Thanks so much again, Zoe, and thank you everyone for tuning in. You can grab your copy of Dreams and Determination at wcwpress.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again
Thank you so
soon.
much.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.